totally pulled up by my bootstraps when I would come home after a busy day and discover that my husband had promised to do something, hadn't done it. And I'd expressed my displeasure, perhaps differently from how I might have expressed it should I be at work. And he had a lovely, lovely, curious question. How often do you speak with people at work the way I just heard you speak? Ooh, yes. Was I intending to drive us apart, or did my emotions get in the way? And so that's that stepping outside myself to really understand. And I don't believe that I can speak exactly the same way within the safety of my home as I do within the professional etiquette and manners and polite environment. There are differences, I think, and I hope you'll understand that too. But I'm thinking of a scenario in a preschool, and it's a typical Prince Rupert day, gray, misty, and since the beginning of term 3 months ago, everyone's known that we go outside every day, unless it's unsafe. And one parent comes in with their child and says, the child insisted on wearing these very, very special clothes today, so they can't go outside. Is that it? Have you ever heard that? Yeah, many reasons. In your sense, this could be a crucial conversation. And this is the book that I use quite a bit because it's called Crucial Conversations. It's by Patterson, Brennan, McMillan, and Swisson. And they talk about, they're from Vital Smarts. You can enroll in their webinars and website and get all their information, Vital Smarts. They describe a crucial conversation as having 3 main characteristics. The stakes are high, i.e., whatever the outcome is, it's going to be important to the relationship and to your practice. There is a difference of opinion. Well, we go outside and, well, my child's not going outside today. There's a difference of opinion. And emotions are triggered either in yourself, which you can be in touch with, or you can somewhat suppose or intuit or assume, we're going to talk about assumptions later on, that the person with whom I'm engaging, the parent, also has emotions behind that. And our emotions come from the stories we make up. And again, we've heard story all morning. There's a little bit of story, and we have more stories there. Our emotions come from our stories. They don't come from the concrete experience that the video camera would be recording. So what Ward is recording has no emotions. It's fly on the wall, video camera, facts, just the facts, man. Like when you go into, you probably don't know Dragnet, but when you go into, oh, thank you. When you say there was a television commercial that was around described video, and they had a woman walk into the room and drop her groceries because she sees a mouse, etc. And all it is there's no fear or anything expressed. There's a complete description in that commercial. Woman enters kitchen, bags of groceries in hand, sees mouse, groceries fall on the floor. No emotions. That's what the video camera sees. Unfortunately, as human beings, our emotions come from the story I make up about that. Whatever's happened to me about a mouse before. Whatever story I have about other parents who have asked me to break a rule and where it's taken me before. My story leads my emotion, and we'll explain that further. So I invite you to think about a scenario like I've described, or one in which you may have hold yourself understanding you've been in a crucial conversation, you want to work through it, and to use metaphor to explain with another person in the room what your experience has been. So how and who are you when you are hit without the benefit of intention to plan? If I know I'm going to have a crucial conversation in 3 days, I can plan for it. I can get centered, grounded, write my notes, and have little things that will sort of cue me to make sure I say to be I'm really good at that, right? It's when I get a little bit side swipe, ambushed, right? The hallway conversation, or the parent with 14 other parents right there listening to the answer. How am I going to handle myself? Think about that, and use a metaphor to describe yourself in that situation. We're starting with understanding self before we're moving to understanding others. Sorry? What a metaphor is to take something about which you have knowledge, something that's familiar with you, that you're familiar with, and use it to describe something with which you're less familiar. So if it's hard for you to explain exactly your understanding of self when you're ambushed or sideswiped by a crucial conversation, use a metaphor. Often, if we're looking at leaders, we will say, leaders are gurus. Projects an image, if you understand. Leaders are gardeners. Projects an image. Educators are caretakers. Presents an image as to your understanding of educators. Educators are pilgrims. Educators are commanders. It gives you, so the other person, a bit of an understanding of your experience of the concept. So I'm asking you to take a metaphor that will be triggered by a photograph. This tool is called the Visual Explorer, and in the tables there and here, there are photographs that I've set out. And you'll have a few minutes to select one or two photos that you think will assist you to explain to someone else in the room your experience of yourself in a crucial conversation. How do I feel? What do I want? Where do I go? What's my past experience of this and the emotions that arise? So it's to select a photograph or two that describes yourself in a crucial conversation. Find a buddy. I believe there will be 25 people here, so there'll be one group of 3. And